welcome back to TIECE'S TV. So today is Storytime with TIECE'S, and I have my amazing fiance who's already eating, Karl and Jatiece.
Thank you.
So as you guys can tell by the title, we're gonna talk about the times when Karl was trying to propose to me and it just went south. Ready?
I'm down.
Go ahead. I know you originally wanted to propose to me in 2019 on Christmas.
Right.
What was that like?
So I ended up being broke, so I didn't do that. I didn't really even plan it too much. I didn't feel like I was ready, and I didn't have the money. When I actually finally got around to really being ready, and I was like, yo, I'm really ready to do this now. I went ahead and dropped the money for the ring, and then I started kind of organizing things. This was like a 4 or 5 months of kind of like thinking and planning and everything, getting everything together or whatever. I knew I wanted to take her horseback riding. She said she'd never been horseback riding, neither had I.
I loved it.
And it just seemed super romantic, and I was like, you know, why not? Let's do horseback riding, right?
I loved it.
Thank you. And the place that I found to go horseback riding or whatever, they actually had like a proposal package. So I was like, perfect. They had this little package where they set up this like gazebo outside that they had. They put out lights and get the music and everything. They decorate flowers. It was gonna be real pretty.
Oh wow, they do all of that?
And it was, yeah, and when we was coming back, like the time that we were supposed to be coming back off the trail, it was maybe about like 5:30ish, so the sun would have been going down. It would have been sunset.
That would have been beautiful.
Crazy, right?
Family would have been there.
Yeah. Everyone was supposed to like.
Friends would have been there.
So what was supposed to happen is after we got on the horses and go off on the trail, it's like an hour-long trail. When we get back, family's like sitting there. So once we bust the corner on horses,
I was supposed to be in tears.
Yeah, tears.
Instantly.
Bam, flowing. Amazing, right? But what happened was once I started planning everything, or I had everything planned, I reached out to her cousin Lexi.
Shout out to my maid of honor.
Yeah, her maid of honor.
Woo!
Basically to help me coordinate everything. So I didn't want people texting me back and forth because like Jatiece is usually with me. So if that was happening, it might seem weird or she might catch on to something. So I want to make sure there was no mishaps or anything, right? We get down to the day before. Was it a Friday?
No, you told me I think you told me like that Wednesday, or I think.
Yeah, no, I told you beforehand.
He told, because you forgot that part. He told me beforehand. I want to say like maybe a week or a couple of days before he took me out, that he was taking me out. Now keep in mind, he normally takes me on surprise dates. So he'll say, hey babe, I'm gonna take you on a date, but I never know what it is until we get there. So when he said surprise date, nothing in my head was like he's about to propose, because it's like a usual thing for us.
I've been setting this up for years.
Okay? He really has. It's just a date. That's what I was thinking. So
yeah, we get down to the day beforehand, right? And me and Jatiece are just talking on the phone or whatever. What happened? Hold on, how did this happen?
I'm about to say, I think it's my part.
I think it's your part. Go ahead.
The day before, I think I was getting ready to make some videos, but I was with it was me and my maid of honor, Lexi. I get a call, and a friend of mine was like, randomly, hey, did you get your nails done? I was like, no. And for those who know me, know that I don't like to get my nails done. I mean, I do on, special occasions, but like for the most part, if I wear fake nails, it's for photo shoots or, like I said, special occasions. So my nails weren't done because I didn't have any special occasion to do it or a photo shoot to do. So I was just like, no. My friend was like, we should get them done. And so at that moment, I'm like, nah, I'm okay. My friend was very persistent about it. So I'm like, at this point, I have a little small inkling of like, okay, it might happen tomorrow. Like Karl might propose tomorrow. So before I could even continue that conversation and just like maybe get the whole surprise like spoiled, I was like, I'm gonna just go. I hung up the phone, and then I put on Instagram immediately after. I was like, this weekend gonna hit different, because in me, I knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't know for sure. I was still like on the fence about it, but I was like, I think it might happen this weekend. I think tomorrow might be the day, because he's gonna take me on a surprise date. So I was like, all right, bet. Couple minutes later, I get another call from a friend. It was like, hey, what you wearing tomorrow on your date?
This is the same friend, right?
Same friend.
Same friend. I don't know.
So I'm like, what am I wearing? Now
you ain't never asked.
Never asked. This is very irregular for me to have these kind of conversations. So I was like, he told me to just put on a t-shirt and some jeans, be very casual, because I don't know what it is. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna wear something that isn't, super glamorous or fancy.
Right.
And so my friend was like, well, you should put on a nice shirt. First the nails.
Right.
Then the shirt. So I'm like,
and I've already let her know, like, I won't tell her what to wear exactly because I don't want to give away where we're going. But I let her know we're going like somewhere fancy, dress nice, or we're going somewhere like fun. You might get wet, dress like casually. So I let her know, hey, it's we're gonna have fun. We're gonna be outdoors, dress casually so you can be comfortable.
You told me t-shirt. You told me t-shirt, comfortable pants, and closed-toed shoes. And I was like, all right, bet. That could mean many things.
That could be anything.
That could be anything. I think my battery's about to die. Okay. So, like I was saying, what was I saying? Oh, after my friend mentioned about, make sure I wear a nice shirt, I was like, at this point, I was getting frustrated because I'm like, oh, snap. Like, I know it's going to happen at this point. Like, it wasn't even subtle hints. That bit was like, hit! I'm sorry, babe. After that conversation, like, Karl and I are very open with each other. So I wanted to make sure that I talked to him about it, because if I would have never called him and told him, like, hey, babe, I know. Like, I don't know for sure, but I was like, babe, if you're planning on proposing or doing, something a little extra special tomorrow, I was like, I just want you to know that I know. And he tried so hard to play it off. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Right, he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He just tried to play it off so well. But I was like,
I think about getting married.
He tried so hard to like throw me off, but I had it. It was already. I had that feeling. I was like, it's gonna happen.
She's like, I hope it's not what I think it is.
Oh yeah, I tried not to say it. I was so scared to say propose or engagement. I was so nervous because I'm like, oh my god, this might happen.
So I think you told me who it was that you were talking to that made you like feel like that or whatever, right? So afterwards, I called this person. I said, yo, what are you doing? And they're like, oh no, like, I don't know. I didn't really say anything, to tip her off. She doesn't know.
That's all I kept heard. Oh no.
No. Exactly. She's like, oh, she doesn't know. I didn't say nothing like that. I'm like, cool. Do me a favor. Don't talk to her no more. Like, until tomorrow, don't say nothing to her, okay? At this point, I'm like, okay. Everything is okay. Later, I had a shoot to go to. On the way to this ruined my whole day. On the way to the shoot, I get a call from her other friend. Literally, it's weird because I don't talk to Jatiece's friends like that, right? So for them to be calling me out the blue is like, okay, what the heck, right? So I picked the phone. Hello, she knows. First thing she says, she knows. And I said, no, she doesn't. Stop. Don't lie to me. Get off my phone. But no. After that, I'm on the way to a shoot, so I can't emotionally, I don't have the emotional bandwidth right now to worry about it because I'm on the way to a shoot, trying to be professional, right? Cool. So I get to the shoot or whatever, and I'm trying to do whatever I gotta do. The whole time I'm on the phone. Luckily, it's someone that I shoot with all the time, so they didn't think anything of or me being unprofessional or anything like that. But I'm on my phone the entire time, trying to figure stuff out or whatever. Cool. We get out the shoot. Oh my god. So at this point, I'm just pretty upset. I'm sad or whatever. So I was going over to her house, I think just to hang out for a little bit. On the way to her house, I texted Lexi to tell her to let the group know I'm calling it off. It's canceled because somebody told her and she knows. And even way before this, when me and Jatiece first started talking and just along the way we were dating, Jatiece always let me know there was a couple things that were important to her when we got engaged or when I proposed to her. One, that her mother and her aunt were there. 2, that it was a surprise. That's 3 things.
That was it.
But those are the 3 things. That her family was there.
Hold on, let me get Rocky.
Okay. Not this far. Can you back up? I don't like surprises. Don't surprise me. Jatiece loves them. Surprise. She loves it. I hate it. Anyway, so when I found out that it was no longer a surprise because she knew, I was like, it's canceled. It's done. Lexi relays the message to the group. She adds a bunch of her own words to what I said, which is cool. Got the message across. It's whatever. But basically, like, after that, a couple of people out the group had texted me, one of them being my mom or whatever, and then my mom called me, and I'm on the way to Jatiece's house on the phone with my mom, and like, I'm just so upset. Like, I just break down and start crying. Because like,
I would too.
Yeah, I put up, literally, I've been like literally planning this. It wasn't like it was so extravagant, but like just the minor details, I've been planning it. Yeah, I've been planning it for like months, trying to get everything like to work out perfectly, which it was. And I don't know if y'all ever been horseback riding before, but it's not cheap.
Oh no.
These horses, $400 to ride on them for an hour. So we just cool and we hang out or whatever, watch a movie, whatever couples do. Then we go to sleep. Jatiece goes in her room. I sleep in the living room because I'm a respectful young man. Now, I didn't actually go to sleep. Okay. I stayed up till I think it was 4 a.m. Like, for one, I couldn't go to sleep. But for 2, I just wanted to make it work. Yeah. So like, I stayed up trying to think of like, I must have planned like 6 different engagements. I come with the plan to have it in the backyard. So we're still gonna have the date that way.
In my mom's backyard.
Yeah. So we're still going along with the date. That way nothing is thrown off in Jatiece's head, and that way I didn't waste my money. Still going on horseback riding. When we come back from horseback riding, the plan was I was gonna drop Jatiece off, and then leave, right? And leave, and then like come back, park around the corner, and then sneak into her backyard where everyone would be waiting, and then like when she comes out, boom, lights, cameras, action.
All the things that you've seen or should have seen in the other video.
In the video.
When he picked me up, I was like, oh snap. I'm nervous a little bit. And he took me to the horseback riding. I still didn't know what it was.
You didn't know what it was, yeah.
Yeah, I still didn't know what it was. I just remember when we pulled up to it, I saw the horses and I was like, oh snap. Yeah. I was super excited. And I was during the ride, I was like kind of thinking about it, but I was still kind of like just enjoying the moment. But as we're getting closer, coming back to the ranch, I was like, okay, the family's gonna be right there when I turn around the corner. Like, he didn't tell me anything. He didn't tell me what was gonna happen or, anything like that. I just knew, like, okay, once we turn this corner, there's gonna be a whole bunch of family members and friends standing right there. And I was so disappointed. I don't know if you've seen it, but I was so disappointed. No,
I knew you thought there was gonna be
when we turned the corner and nobody was there. I was like, where y'all went? Y'all came to the wrong place.
Hello. And so the lady, like one of the persons who worked there, she comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, your sister showed up." So apparently, my little sister didn't get the memo that we changed everything. I don't know how, but she claims that she didn't get the message. So luckily, she didn't show up while we were there. Or else Jatiece would have seen her, and that would have been a lot of more lying and explaining, which probably would have thrown it off even more.
On the ride home, I remember thinking like, oh snap, what if, because it didn't happen, I was like, so what if they're at the house? And so I'm like, nah. I was like, nah, it's too late. Nah, he ain't gonna do that. And I remember we were like right around the corner, and as soon as I completely threw it out my head, I was like, it's not gonna happen tonight. It's over. It's not gonna happen. As soon as I got it out of my head, I get a message from one of my aunties and was like, congratulations to you and Karl. I immediately, babe, as soon as I saw that message, I just threw my phone. I threw the phone. So I literally was just like, okay, this might happen. But then again, I didn't want to put too much thought into it. So I didn't answer back. I didn't say anything. I just like literally put my phone away. And I remember at that time, you don't know this, but I remember at the time when I put my phone away, I took some rings off and moved it. But here's the best part.
This nigga.
Here's the best part. So we pull up to my house. I'm shocked because I see no cars. And in my neighborhood, it's like like a dead end. Not one car is in my mom's yard. So I'm like, okay. And so we pull up the the garage, and my mom gets out the car. Now I'm thinking she just got home, which is normal for her. So she gets out the car, boo-hoo crying.
I mean,
I'm talking about tears.
Like somebody
I'm talking about
die.
she should get a Grammy after this. She really should. She should get an Emmy Award.
She was acting so good. I was like, oh snap. What happened?
No, I literally thought somebody passed away in our family. Like, it was that serious. So I'm like, babe, do you want to stay? Do you want to? And like, he was like, well, maybe. And then my mom, I don't know how she gave him a signal. I didn't see it.
She winked at me.
But apparently she winked at him. It was just like, no.
I was like, oh, okay.
And so I'm going inside the house with my mom. So she's pacing back and forth. I'm like, mom, sit down, just chill, sit down. She's crying, she's like shaking, she's like going all like this. I literally thought she was gonna have a panic attack. Like, I thought I was gonna call 911 at this point, because I literally saw him drive off.
Yeah.
So, and my mom was freaking out. He drove off. I was like, there's no way it's happening tonight. And at this point, I'm kind of upset, because I'm like, I was really hoping to get proposed to. So she was like, hey, I got $40 on my bed. She said the lawnmower guy is gonna be coming over to pick it up. Can you put it under the mat at the door? And I go to the front door. She's like, no, the back door. So I'm like, okay. So I walk to the back door, and as soon as I opened the door, I couldn't see anything back there.
Yeah, it's dark in there.
It was super, super dark. So I opened the door, and I'm literally bending to put the money under the mat. And that's when the lights came on.
Yeah.
And
y'all see it on the video.
And that's where I was like so shocked. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was so
Well, okay, let me tell my part of that story.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we get to the house. So I get in the car, drive around the corner, and then come back. And then I go and sneak like in the backyard, and it was so crazy. Everybody that helped, if y'all watching this, y'all are so amazing.
Love you guys.
So
much.
I come to the backyard, and like there's like 30 people back here, and their backyard isn't that big.
So
it's like full of people, and like I invited all these people, but just to like actually see them there and had set up everything the way I wanted and everything was so dope. So I get in the backyard, and for a second I just stand at the gate, and I'm like.
But I literally broke down, because it was very important to me to like make sure it was intimate and like real, and it was love there. So that's why it was important for me to have family and friends there who really love us and support us, and that we love as well and support as well. So, this entire time I'm thinking that, it was just me and Karl and those who were doing like the photos and the video, and my mom. And so I'm like, that would have still been dope to me. I would have still reacted the same way. But I guess like turning around that corner and seeing all those people for us, it was overwhelming. Like, that's exactly the type of feeling that we want to have for our wedding, because it was it was so beautiful. It was so, like, literally every single person that was there.
If you like, comment, and subscribe, you're invited to the wedding.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless we don't know you.
So stupid. Yeah, I think that was A1, babe. And the fact that he planned and how beautiful it looked, I know you guys seen it if you haven't seen it already, but for those who've seen it, the way that it looked, it was so beautiful, in like the music and like everything. And he planned that in less than a day.
In less than 6 hours. Like,
really?
Literally sitting there like.
Really? Yeah. And the fact that everybody like came together, like we didn't have any of those items. That wasn't those items were in our garage or something, and people
went and bought all that
people
stuff.
went and bought those things.
When we were horseback riding and sitting at Texas Roadhouse.
No, seriously. And we had food. We had like they had appetizers. We had wine. Yeah. It was just it's something I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. If you guys haven't seen that video of the proposal, the actual like raw footage of the proposal, that will be linked up here again, and then I'll also link it in the description box below. And there's also a video of me reacting to it, because that was my first time watching the video, because Karl put it together. So if you want to see that as well, I'll put it up here too, and also in the description box. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. This is something new that is on my channel, but I kind of want to do a little bit more story time, because I actually have a couple cool stories in my from back in the day. Back in TIECE'S day. Right, and until next time, guys. Bye.